I had to tell myself to reduce my own mental and emotional agony after I speak with certain type of people. I had to sit and tell myself, I need to understand who I'm conflicting with, who I'm arguing with, and who I'm expecting an understanding of my perspective from. Unfortunately, you and I are in relationships with people as friends, family, lovers, colleagues, work even, where people 90% of the times like to hear the sound of their own voice. And some of these people are your managers. Some of these people are your fucking bosses. Some of these people are your fucking siblings. Some of these people are your fucking family members. Some of these people are your fucking friends. Some of these people are relationships that you think that you kind of have to keep just because they're in a relationship with you. And this does not only have to be romantic, but that is also a part of this relationship. How do people handle conflict? How do people handle conflicts? And more so, for me, I'm interested in how this person thinks, and if this person is having a conversation with you, with me, with anybody with an intention of communicating, exchanging ideas, exchanging perspectives, however heated the argument may be, the baseline should be there's a basic level of humanity, there's a basic level of decency, there's a basic level of, mutual respects. And unfortunately, you and I have been victims of relationships, and especially of people who carry this mentality that this is just a fucking sibling, this is my fucking family, this is my fucking lover, this is a person who works for me, so they have to listen to me. And unfortunately, we live in a world where you and I have become victims, and we kind of conform to the society and people and relationships because we actually value these relationships. And even if we don't fully value these relationships, and because we value this relationship, we approach the argument, we approach the conversation even with an intent of communicating with them, getting their perspective, or just being vulnerable or sharing our side of the story. Many a times in conversations, we finally have understood that this is actually a relationship I no longer want to continue when the opposite person is just yapping away. While this person is yapping, before we used to get reactive, before we used to explain our point, before we used to people please our way to safeguard this relationship, before we used to be like, no, this is what I meant, this is what I meant. And while they know what you actually mean, this is their time to shine on you in a negative way by telling you exactly what I think about you. So while you're explaining your life's hardships, when life happens to you, when things happen to you, when you're broken fucking down, these are some type of those people who don't lift you up. But how this conversation is going to sound like is, for example, your world is crashing down, everything around you has changed, and you have not even gone to this person explaining what has happened in your life, but this person has intruded and tried to have a conversation with you by calling you, showing up where you are, whatever the fuck. So firstly, they impose themselves in your life, even if you both are chill, but you somehow know that I don't want to tell this person anything. And many a times it's family or fucking lovers or friends who still want to impose when you already know 10% of us, we are elevating and this person is a fucking knob. But we are still not there to tell them like stay the fuck away from us. Or even in some cases when you've told them like we don't have a relationship, stay the fuck away, there's a sense of entitlement, like I've said before, that people still keep imposing. And mostly this happens when it's family, because oh, she's just a sibling, he's my sibling, she's my daughter, he's my son, or whatever it may be. I'm just giving an example. But how this personality reacts around you, how this person tells you about you, says a lot about themselves. Let me repeat that. Many a times, you and I have been victims of conversations with people where we actually saw a person's ass fully, and that was another whole betrayal on the other side of things. While we're already going through things, is how they react on that phone call, how they react in that meeting with you. Because many a times people can have a facade and they'll be like, yeah, but you know this, and you know you should do this, and soon enough when you say something to them like, I sense jealousy, I sense something is up with you, are you okay, like are you on my side? Zoop, there's a complete 180 and their real ass is seen. Their face changes, their words change, their tonality change, their personality change, let alone if they're in person. And when you call that out, they become extra loud, they become extra obnoxious, telling you that you are the fucking tyrant and they play the fucking victim. And when they play the fucking victim, they will touch on things that once used to trigger you to get a reaction out of you. In a recent conversation, I was told that I need a therapist when this whole broken person over here is yelling and couldn't understand what I was saying, but instead this person wanted to break me down instead of listening to me. While I thought that, I should share this with this person because this person has imposed that conversation on me, so I will still have a chat. Instead of us chatting, this person turned around and said, now let me tell you something about yourself. Now let me tell you what I think about you. And you're just kicking a person down when they're already fucking down. And in a situation like this, where before you and I would feel bad about how this person even say shit like this, on an emotional level, these people are those people who say, oh, we are very practical, we are very this, we are very that, we don't believe in emotions. So these are the type of people who think vulnerability and emotional intelligence and emotions are weak. And I think I'm talking to people in my experience and your experience, so we've healed. And if we've left a version of us 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, 20 years ago, these are the people who hold on to that version of you. And even if you guys don't have a relationship, one chance they get to speak with you, they will remind you of that version of you. And in those conversations, they will tell you, well, I still don't think you can make decisions. Well, I remember what you did 10 years ago. Well, I do this, I do that. And these people are not a part of your fucking healing journey. These people are never a part of the times when life brought you down, when the world brought you down, when everyone hurt you, when everyone stormed at you, when you were in depression, when you had to go through a healing journey, when you had to cut off the world and the snakes in your life and your friends who are fucking snakes and family or acquaintance. These are the same people who will turn around and tell you, you even left that person, you even left your friends, you even left that person. What the And what really pisses me off is the audacity of these type of people. Just because they have some type of a connection with you, by blood or not, what makes them think that they can come around and talk to you in this type of way? And unfortunately, 90% of these people are talking to you and me this kind of way because they want to test if we've changed. Because they in their heads know that we will always react and we will go crazy, we go berserk. And then, of course, you and I go loud, or however we react. And these people are best at playing victims. And these people are amazing at their narcissistic traits. So it all turns around and comes at us, because for the world, they have a very beautiful persona. Like, she's so sweet, he's so nice, she's so intelligent, he's so independent, so non-problematic, so nonchalant. But in reality, you are their dumping fucking ground. And because you and I already know these type of people, some of us have cut these people off our lives, be it friends, family, lovers. But unfortunately, because they think that they still have an in, or they impose themselves, they don't know what the has been going on in your life for past years. And those are the people I'm talking to. These are the type of people who don't know nothing about your life. These are the type of people who never played the part that they should have played in your life since you were a kid, or however long you know this person, as friends, family, lovers, confidant. These people never showed up the way they needed to show up. But when they showed up before, they still did the same thing, but you went back and people pleased your way because you thought you need this person in your life. But this time when they did the same thing, you went quiet. You said, you're right. Well, before you would go all guns blazing, this time you're like, no, you're right. Okay, I'll do this. Okay, I'll do that. But while they were yapping, because the more you listen, you saw the person is gonna say more things. And let me tell you this, and let me tell you this, and let me tell you this. While they do that, you're seeing their ass. You're making a decision this time. This is for good. And this person will never speak to me again. And personally, I don't give a fuck if this person is family or has any kind of relationship with me, or friends or lovers. I will not be in a place where I'm not respected. And if you and I are finally here in a place, God will put these people back in our life in the name of family, friends, lovers, or some relationships we can't break, that we thought, well, I can break anything and everything, for me personally, but for you, they will come and remind you. And God is reminding you, remember why you left this person's ass the first place? You must have told them, you must have not told them, you must have just said goodbye, you must have just built your distance and just kept high and by. If they're family, if they talk, they talk, if they don't, they don't. But these people think they still have that control in your life, and in reality, you're thinking in your head, who the fuck are you to talk to me this way? In your head, you're thinking your words don't mean fucking any importance. There's no weightage in what this person is saying. Because 10% of us, you and I, are in a place where we don't respect this person. We respected this person. We gave this person a fair shot. We gave these people fair chances for years and years and years. And they capitalized on the fact that we're giving them the respect and attention, so they stomped on us. And they expected us to react the same way we reacted, even if there has been years in between. So this is the same person who will say, there's no growth in your 18 to your 20s to your 30s to your 40s. They still see you as a 15-year-old. You know what I mean? Because these are the same people who've not grown. And in a way, when you use the words like, are you jealous, are you insecure, they get really crazy on you, is because they do not like the growth in you. Because the fact that you're reacting to them, the fact that you're going after them and explaining your point, or even getting mad at them while they're trying to trigger you, shows that you still fucking care. But when you just say a goodbye and you don't even bother to respond, instead you just want to end the conversation, and you know there's no point placing a perspective, because these people don't look at perspectives. These people don't know how to manage conflicts. These people don't have an emotional intelligence. How do you talk to a person who thinks emotions are weak? How do you talk to a person who thinks, oh, I'm practical? Well, they think you're daft bimbos or what? I mean, at the end of the day, there are people like this, right, who will make you feel less than about your accomplishments, who will make you feel less than about your losses, who will make you feel less than about your fucking life. And then when it comes to you, they'll give you all these kind of opinions. Can you do this? Can you do that? Oh, do you have to do this? But when it comes to them, their whole fucking life comes crashing down, yeah? And you and I, even if their life comes crashing down, we don't even bother telling them anything or giving them advice, and we don't even reach out to them for their successes or their losses. But when it's you and me, and when we have a life-altering decision to make with our folks, with our parents, they want to come in. Like, for example, you're discussing an issue with your friends and this other friend wants to butt in. You're discussing something with your cousins and your sister or your brother wants to butt in. What the I mean, this is a problem. People think that just because they have some kind of presence in our life, or they used to have, they still can run their mouths on us. And unfortunately, some of these people still have some kind of bond with you and I, and they think that just because they don't want to accept that you have grown, and they have not even seen your growth for 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, they want to hold on to that image 20 years ago. And then they have the audacity to tell you in your face, well, I don't think you've changed. Well, I don't think you can make decisions. Well, I don't think. Who the f*** are you? And why the fuck do I care how you think? Who the f*** are you? And these people need to come down to the fucking ground, because they keep trying to humble you and me. But how do you humble a person who's already humble? To a point, recently I was told the reason why you don't have any friends is because you can't make friends. And mind you, this is a person who said this, who has some kind of a relationship with me, so they thought it'll affect me. And while I played dumb, I love to play dumb, so I'm like, yeah, okay. I was thinking, this is a person who's friends with every Tom, Dick, Harry. This is a person who has so many flaws in them, and when I said you have your own flaws, they're like, I know I have my flaws, but you need to go see a therapist. So I said, let's go together and build on a relationship. She's like, no, you go first, because you need to work on yourself. And this has not seen me for 10 years now. And this bully was so used to getting their asses licked every time they did this. This time, I made a silent decision. This is the final conversation we'll be having. Even if tomorrow we are in the same room, we are face to face, I will personally avoid being in the same room as this person. I will personally avoid having any relationship with this person. Because I do not want to be a part of any kind of relationship, by blood or not, if they are somebody who puts down emotions and who takes pride of the fact that they are practical people who don't think emotionally. Do you want to talk to a person like this? I can't even communicate with a person like this. And secondly, I will never want to be in a relationship with a person in any capacity, lovers, friends, family, who put down my achievements, who make me feel like less than. So let me tell you, if you are right now having any kind of argument with any kind of family member, friends, lovers, acquaintance, who you think that you need to give them enough respect to hear them out, are they having a conversation with an intention of telling you something, let me tell you, or are they having a conversation like your soul tribe who's here to uplift you, help you, and be like, you know what, whatever it is, we will work this shit out? Or are they saying, you know this can happen, why do you want to do this, please can you do this for yourself? Those kind of things. That's a stark difference. Because unfortunately, tags and these relationships that people have with us, they think that they have a say in our lives. And if you are in a situation today where people are making you feel less than about your own fucking achievements, when they say, oh, we worked hard, or if they're saying things about your emotions, if they're making you feel less than about your situation. And these people have the audacity, these ignorant fools, while they make you feel less than about your situation, they can't even hide it that they give a fuck. So they make you have a conversation with them, bashing you about your situation while telling you, yes, I understand, but you should do this and that. So these people like to hear the sound of their own voice. They're not getting into a conversation with helping you. They're not getting into a conversation with trying to talk to you and figure a way out and work together. But instead, they're having a conversation with you to remind you of who they think you are, of reminding you to show you where you stand in their life and in their image and what they think you should do, because that makes them feel better. Putting you down makes them feel better about themselves. They don't do nothing for their life, and the life they chose is their fucking choice and must be great. But looking at you, they feel less than, so they project on you. And while they be projecting on you, in the past you must have just tried to clear the air. Now you're just like, oh, fuck off, man, I don't give a fuck. Like, your presence, your absence means the same to me. Their presence didn't do shit to you. Instead, every time they were present in your life, they made things worse to you, where you went in a loop of chasing them and explaining everything. And this time you didn't even chase. You're not even going to chase. You're not even going to talk. You're not interested in having a relationship. You've moved on. So finally, maybe they can see the growth in you that they don't see before. Maybe now they see it. Because one thing I can tell you, one thing I understood from that phone call, if a person is still supporting the people who have snaked you, if the person that you're still trying to have a relationship or who is trying to impose their presence in your life, if they're still supporting the snakes in your fucking life and then blame you for not having those snakes in your life, this person is a snake. How dare they support somebody who ruined your life and then tell you you're the fucking problem? That's a bimbo. And while this bimbo is celebrated and has like a huge circle of friends, family, people around them because of their fake shit, because what they show is not who they are, while you and I can read them, see them, and call them out, they flip on the phone, they flip physically with you face to face, and you see their asses fucking change. They play the victim. But this time when they play the victim, you make a silent decision of, you know what, ending things cordially. So even if you have to say, okay, you're right, at least this time you are never going to dial out their number. You are never going to walk towards them. You will try your best to never see their faces again. Unfortunately, if this is family or something that you can't avoid, you will still make that decision to avoid them or still keep it to a minimum. Because now you do not want to indulge with these type of bimbos. Because these type of bimbos, family, friends, lovers, whatever may be, they will always put you down because they don't amount for anything in their own eyes. So please, for you as well, please make that decision for yourself. Just see how people handle you during conflicts, how people handle you when you have no financial, no emotional, no physical support. Notice how people handle you when you need their support, even if it's emotionally. Because people show their asses when you need help. People show their fucking asses when you are in a vulnerable place, if they consider you to be a competition, if there is jealousy towards you. Because if they're good people, they will just listen to you, to your perspective, and they will treat you like a fucking human being who's got life lessons and life's experiences. But these type of people, their only intent is to talk to you, make you feel less than, make you feel like shit after that phone call, after that meeting, while you still go and lick their asses. So flip the narrative and cut these and dudes off your life. Because trust me, what you see the first time is exactly who the are. And they slipped up and their mask slipped this time because they didn't see you the way they've always seen you react. Because this time you're responding. There's a difference in reaction and response. And some of these people, 99% of these people have been victims of these type of people. They think you and I being by ourselves, they think that you and I not having friends, they think that you and I wanting to have friends who are on the same intellectual, emotional level who we can level up with, and they think that you and I cutting people off who are gossiping about us, siphoning our energy, ruining our name, spreading rumors, gossiping, character assassinating, and honestly hoping that we die or killed ourselves. These are the type of people who will always support those type of people, knowingly or unknowingly. And if you are in a conversation with this person supporting them, they are the up. And that person is a snake. And that person can be your blood or not. So you start to notice a lot when you go quiet and just watch them and just react how God is telling you to react or respond to them. And 99.9% of the times it will be you removing yourself off the equation. Is if somebody is calling you lonely and bitter because you don't have friends and because you can actually live by yourself, with yourself, and you don't need people around you, you're a strong ass motherfucker, because this is a devil's playground. But 90% of the people here like to be in fucking groups and cliques and fuck people up, because what goes in their mouths flows in their circle. So when you've cut everything off and you're living yourself truly and honestly by yourself, even if you don't have friends, with God or higher power, let these talk. They're weak. And we will never be friends with a hater, with a gossiper, with a gossip fucking monger who will support the snakes of my life and your life. So them and these snakes who you over anyways. They're the same people.